different substances on scatter distance, ice melting efficiency, and water quality. What product melts ice most efficiently and is safe for the environment? If sodium chloride potassium acetate is added to ice, it will melt quickly and will be the safest product. The independent variable is the substance types. The dependent variables are the time, the distance, and the water quality. The materials used were water, calcium chloride, sodium chloride, potassium acetate, a timer, a tape measure, graduated cylinders, a scatterboard, and water quality test strips. For the scatter test, fill the cup with calcium chloride and release it onto the target below. Then measure the distance from the center of the target to the crystals. Record and repeat with sodium chloride and sodium chloride potassium acetate. For the ice melting effectiveness test, freeze water into the bottom of each graduated cylinder and pour each substance into their designated cylinders. Then set up a timer to measure how long it takes for each substance to melt the ice, and record the times and repeat 2 more times. For the water quality test, dip one test strip into each of the cylinders, swirl the test strip 2 times, and remove the strip with the pads face up. Then compare the colors to the chart on the box and record for general hardness and carbonate hardness. Then wait 30 seconds to record for the pH, nitrite, and nitrate. Repeat these steps 2 times. For the results for the sodium chloride from the scatter test were that most of the crystals landed within the 10 centimeter range, and only a few of them landed within the 60 and 70 meter range. The results for the sodium chloride from the water quality test were that all the tests had the same measurements from the different chemicals. The results for the calcium chloride from the scatter test were that most of the crystals landed within the 10 centimeter range. Only a couple of the crystals landed within the 50 to 60 centimeter range. The results for the calcium chloride from the water quality test were that the tests for general hardness and carbonate hardness were a little different, but the pH stayed the same throughout the experiment. The results for sodium chloride potassium acetate from the scatter test were that most of the crystals landed within the 10 centimeter range. There were only a few that landed within the 60 centimeter range. The results for the sodium chloride potassium acetate from the water quality test were that the tests for general hardness, pH, and nitrate were all the same, and the tests for carbonate hardness were a little different. The results for nothing from the water quality test were that every chemical stayed the same. The results from the ice melting effectiveness test were that the tests for nothing were about the same. The calcium chloride melted the ice in a little over half an hour. Sodium chloride potassium acetate was about an hour and a half, and sodium chloride's times differed from each test. The hypothesis was disproved because calcium chloride was the best of the 3 substances to use. This is because calcium chloride had the fastest ice melt time, the best water quality, and the smallest distance from the